Ma'am, thank you so much for not just providing us your perspective, but showing us what the future holds for the Navy and the rest of the Department of Defense. Our next guest speaker is a young man I took under my wing a few years ago. We believe the Creator puts us in the path of someone at the time and place of His choosing for the betterment of other people. And that is what happened between Pat Sorensen and I. We began our journey a few years ago of educating, informing, and inspiring our Native American service members and non-Native leadership, and challenging our Native American youth to honor their warrior past. He is extremely passionate about advancing Native American service members and their ability to not have to hide our culture and our traditions. He is a pioneer for Native service members. I'm proud of you, man. Major Pat Sorensen was born in Hoopa, California, but grew up in the Pacific Northwest. He is a member of the Confederate tribes of the Grand Ronde, Oregon, and is a tribal descendant of both Rogue River and Umpqua tribes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Major Patrick Sorensen.
L'chaim Killikum. Rogue River, Tekelma, Nika. Pi Umpqua Nika. Nika Papa, Wawa Chok Chok. I'm hearing all these great words, and I just gave a pretty simple introduction in Chinook Wawa. That's the native language of my people. We're a confederation of about 30 tribes, 5 major tribes and 25 other bands. Chinook Wawa is a trade language. It was spoken all up and down the Pacific Northwest. So when we heard you speak a minute ago about the restoration of the rights to the rivers and collection, that's also talking about my people, the Umpqua on the Columbia River Gorge. That ancestral line, the northern side of Oregon and Washington, and then the Tekelma would be the native way of saying it, or the Rogue River. That's the other river on the bottom of Oregon, splitting California. In that area, and that neck of the woods, we're all tied to the rivers. And it was a real honor that I was invited to come here and just for a few minutes talk about my religious accommodation, tell my story. And I've told it a few times in a few different places, but I think this story it's really a story of other people. It's not really a story about me. And I always knew already about why natives would grow our hair. It's our medicine, it's our soul, it represents our connection to the earth, to the Creator, to our brothers and sisters, cousins, uncles, aunties, our people. And so I already knew that, but I didn't know that the U.S. military would recognize our oral traditions as a valid religious thing, right? But I was lucky enough to go to ASIS, the American Indian Science and Engineering Society National Conference in 2022, and that's really where my story begins, because I got the pleasure of meeting Miss Jacqueline Melcher and Master Sergeant, now retired, Francis Dupree. And they told me about the things they were doing in the Air Force and the INIT team. And they told me about Airman Connor Cron, a young man who was fighting tooth and nail so that he could grow his traditional hair. Because he joined the Air Force proudly to serve his country, but he also felt sadness when he had to cut his long, beautiful hair off. And as soon as it happened and he joined, he didn't at all regret his service or joining, but he yearned to grow his hair back. So I got to meet him, and he inspired me because he had the strength and courage, fortitude to go out on his own, apparently, and go through this process to request it. And he put up a video and it went viral. And that's a little while later, after I'd found them, I put my packet in. I said, we need to be doing this in the Army too. We need to be growing our hair. So I put my packet in, but then Connor's video went viral, and the next thing I knew, Staff Sergeant Michael Stanfield was replying to him. Like he reshared his video and replied saying, "Congrats, cuz, I got my waiver too." And so Staff Sergeant Stanfield, he's an EOD guy. So he goes and, disarms the bombs. And he's Army. And he already had a ponytail about 6 inches when he was congratulating Connor. Connor didn't know it though. He felt like he was on his own. I imagine that Sergeant Stanfield felt like he was on his own when he was requesting as well. And now I've seen, the work that from my perspective was started with the INIT team, not only seeking accommodations for individuals in the Air Force, but spreading the word, the awareness, educating, so that others would know, hey, this is a legitimate belief that we have. We hold our medicine, our strength in our hair. And I'm just so grateful for that. And later, I was lucky enough to get nominated for the SAGE Award, and I needed to have a new official photo because I had gotten promoted since my last one. And so I went into the Photoshop, and I said, well, I need to get another photo that's with my approved accommodation so that you can show people this is what it looks like in my formal photo. So we got a lot of service members out here, and they're wearing pieces of regalia today. But I'm not doing, this is not like a special ignore the rules thing right here. I'm authorized to wear these because of my accommodation. And so then it goes back to Master Sergeant Dupree, because she said, Pat, I shared my photo on Facebook, and she said, make that public so I can share it. Because I wasn't trying to get any attention, but I said, okay. And then it blew up from there. It went completely viral, and everyone found out. And the reason that's important is not to make me famous, but your racial identity and your religious status are PII. They're protected information. So I can't walk into Human Resource and say, hey, give me a list of all the Native American church folks. But what happened is, with my photos going viral, it reversed, it flipped the script. So now everyone saw, and they reached out to me. And so since that time, I've been able to share the process, show them the regulations, teach these youngsters exactly how to go through the process. And I've had over 70 soldiers reach out to me for information, and handfuls of others from the other services. And I point them back to make sure they know the correct people in their service to go through the process. And it's just been such an honor to be a part of it. I don't think of it as anything I've done, really. I think of it as all these other brave people that came before me that showed me it's okay to lean into your own identity, your own beliefs, right? And I know, a little bit touchy, but I'm gonna go there for a second. Some people have a little bit of trepidation about the change in leadership that's coming up. And I wanted to leave with a quote that I heard on a podcast a couple of weeks ago. And the gentleman talking, he said, in this country, we have the freedom of religion, not a freedom from religion. And I'm grateful that the service is recognizing that even oral tradition, old ways, are being recognized and respected for the real religious practices that they are. And the person who said that was the incoming Sec.Def, Pete Hegseth. And so I thank him for those words, and I'm going to remember those words. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch. And I hope that he keeps moving us forward in that way. And I really appreciate that wisdom. So with that said, thank you for letting me be a part of this. And I'm going to toot my horn because I got the mic. This is what I've been saying for the last couple of years. Find me in the program, share my name with anyone who's looking to do a religious accommodation, grow their traditional hair. And that includes females, to wear your regalia in appropriate ceremonies. We'll help you find the way to do that, right? So thank you very much.
Thanks, Pat. Together, we will educate and inform and grow Native American and Alaskan Native cultural understanding across the Department of Defense. I really appreciate you, man. Our next guest speaker, Master Sergeant Daryl Charlie, is Dene, Navajo, and currently serves as the enlisted lead for the Department of the Air Force's Barrier Analysis Working Group, the Indigenous Quality Team, INET, advocating for Indigenous representation and equity. INET's mission is to provide pivotal advocacy for the American Indian and Alaska Natives throughout the Department of the Air Force. Master Sergeant Charlie.
Aho and Yate, Shike Dene, Deocha Nishle, Touchy Nishle, Disklani, Shabashin, Kiani, Shache, Batani, Chanela. Thank you everyone for allowing me to be here. I just want to, awesome to see everyone's face here. I was on the bus over here with the Women Color Guard, and it was pretty rowdy. Yeah, we got on the bus, and they went straight to the back. And just hearing that auntie laugh, that was good medicine. You know, I felt like this is where I belong. So I've been in the Air Force for 17 years, and for 17 years I had an inner conflict of how I'm going to really merge my traditional values with the military today. And there's an old saying that says, you never know which spark is going to ignite the fire. For me, that spark was having my son, Theodore. Once my son was born, I thought about how I'm going to raise him. What's important to me now is traditional values, and how am I going to teach him to walk the red road when I couldn't walk that myself. He sees his dad cutting his hair every Sunday. After I had my son, I did my freedom of religion computer-based training. And just for the past 17 years, like everybody else has click, 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 yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I can press whatever I want. It's fine. But since I had my son, I really thought about that and what that really meant. And so I thought about how am I going to pursue growing my hair long? For those who don't know, having long hair in the Indigenous community is incredibly significant. For the Navajo, for Dene, for me, I'm gonna grow my hair out and put it into a bun and call that a TA. And that's supposed to represent your power, represent your spirituality, represents your experience, it represents your ancestors. And for me, I wanna carry that everywhere I go. Into the office, to downrange, to anywhere I go. When I can do certain ceremonies, and I'll keep that with me. And I wanna teach my son. Now my sons, I have a 6-week-old son now, my dad's watching me. So on this path to figuring out how I'm gonna get my hair to grow long, that's when I found In It. And that's also a play on the word in it. It's hot in here, isn't it? And that's when I met some of the leadership, and that really catapulted me into being a better person, a better airman, a better husband, a better brother, a better father. When I was growing up, I was surrounded by military all the time. My dad, my uncles, my aunties, my brothers, my sisters. And at a young age, it was instilled to me that the warrior spirit does not necessarily mean violence. It represents, warrior spirit really is protection and resilience. So after getting in contact with Airman Cron and the leadership of INET, I was able to grow my hair out. And I am one of 10 airmen right now that has an accommodation to grow my hair. And it's also important to know that with long hair comes a lot of prep work. No one told me that. People think that just having long hair means you're out of regulation. It's not. I still have to follow a female standard for the hair. That means I got to wake up a lot earlier just to get my hair combed, fix my hair, make sure it looks great. It is hard. Oh my gosh. I miss the days where I just get up and just, dry my head and out the door I go. But now it's not so much. Another way we actually help out to harmonize the two values of a traditional value with the military value, as you can see, I'm wearing regalia. And I'm wearing my bow guard to signify and represent the warrior spirit within our people, the Dene. I'm wearing turquoise to show that this is my land as well. I'm wearing moccasins. If you can't see it, you can see it over here. That's just to showcase that I am from the earth as well. And so some of these initiatives really helps me being able to merge the two worlds. For a long time, you always hear it of modern natives walking in two different worlds. And it takes its toll. And with some of these initiatives, I'm able to help bridge the gap. Another thing we're doing is the educational piece as well. Been in the Air Force for 18 years, almost 17 years, and there's a lot of people who don't know a lot about Native Americans. A lot of the education comes from Hollywood, and we all know that's not as accurate. So that's something we also do as well. And I also want to give a highlight to the veterans out there. Without our veterans paving the way for us, we wouldn't be here. I also find it fitting that Veterans Day is in Native American Heritage Month. %18 of all Native Americans have either served or they're currently serving. And to put that into a visual, right now, 1 in 5 of you have served in the military. That's it. It's a huge amount of people. And those veterans right now, they're fighting a different enemy. That enemy is not always a man. The enemy can come in different forms: alcoholism, depression, suicidal thoughts. And so one of our goals really is to prepare the younger generation to ensure that they're not alone, that they have representation and will always be there for them when they come back home. When I was downrange, I was at the Cop Shark in the Logar province, and it was Thanksgiving, and I was the loneliest I've ever been in my life. I didn't know anyone there. It was my first day there, and I thought about what my dad always told me: when you're feeling sad, you feel disconnected, go outside, touch the earth. That same earth is the same piece of land that we all share. When you're sad, look at the moon. That's the same moon that you're going to see. Within it, we also provide a sense of community. For example, once we get a name of an indigenous person, we give that name to our drill instructors, our technical instructors in basic. We try to connect them with the indigenous instructor, so they know when that potential recruit has a tetradim bag or a corn pollen bag, they know that that's for their resiliency and their spirituality. And also when that trainee becomes an airman or a guardian, they go to the next base. We connect that person with the indigenous person at that base, so they're always with someone they can talk to. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me up here. Really trying to not get emotional because this is something that's really passionate about, and for anyone that's watching online right now, if you're downrange, if your loved one is downrange, I really encourage you to reach out to me. Master Sergeant Gerald Charlie. You can look out for the Indigenous Equality Team. Reach out to us, and we will always connect you, and we will always stay in touch to make sure you're not alone. One of the things I love saying is whenever Indigenous people introduce themselves, they say their clans, and that's to ensure that you are never alone. You always have family. I just met some of my uncles and my aunties here today. I didn't know I had. So appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, I always end my speeches by saying that I truly believe that resiliency is our superpower as Indigenous people. Yeah, Hugonet. Thank you.
Master Sergeant Charlie, your words resonate to all of us. You know, I've been in the Army 30, I don't know, lost count years at this point. And walking two worlds is something that we've had to do. But now we don't have to do it anymore. We see ourselves in your words. And we thank you for articulating the feeling and thoughts of all of us here, Native and non-Native. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Jemez Valley High School dancers. So this is their last performance for us today. However, this is not their last performance in our nation's capital. They will be performing at the White House on Friday. That's all right. That's all right. One more time for Jemez Valley Youth. Isn't that amazing? Warms the heart, doesn't it? Warms the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are joined by the woman who brought us all together for this joyous occasion, this joyous celebration of our Native American and Alaska Native culture. Miss Alicia Sylvester.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am deeply honored to join you today as we celebrate National Native American Heritage Month. My name is Alicia Madalena Sylvester. I am the Senior Tribal Advisor and Liaison for the Department of Defense, as well as a proud member of the Pueblo of Jemez. I am a living testament to the resilience of my people. Thank you. As I look around this room, I am filled with warmth and pride seeing so many Indigenous smiles. Our collective presence here speaks volumes about how far Native people have come. We are doctors, lawyers, teachers, tribal leaders, lieutenant colonels, staff sergeants, master sergeants, majors, and even real admirals. Yet, even as we excel in these roles, we never forget who we are nor where we come from. We draw strength from our elders' teachings and carry their wisdom forward to ensure that future generations continue to carefully steer the boat of life, guided by respect, responsibility, reciprocity, reverence, interrelatedness, and synergies, values that are familiar to so many Indigenous communities. I would like to take a moment to give special recognition to those who have made this celebration possible today. Your contributions reflect the enduring spirit of our Native communities. To the performers, the Native women warriors, the Honorable Lawrence Spotted Bird, and the Kiowa Black Leggings Warrior Society, Ralph and Dennis Zotai and the Zotai Singers, the Jemez Valley High School Dance Group. Your artistry celebrates the vitality of our culture, demonstrating how tradition grows stronger through visibility and shared connection. Thank you. To our leaders and supporters, the Honorable Kathleen Hicks, the Honorable Brandon Owens, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary Bob Thompson, DASD Ronald Tickle, the Honorable Berger, Rear Admiral Foster, Staff Sergeant Imhula, Major Sorensen, Major Northway, Master Sergeant Charlie, and Ms. Melly Butner, your commitment amplifies Native voices and ensures that leadership reflects service and inclusion. To the Native American Heritage Month Planning Group, Erica Joseph, Jen Hardy, Lisa Morales, and Chief Master Sergeant Rockbird, and the building management and auditorium staff, your collaborative efforts highlight the power of servants and collective leadership in making this celebration possible. To my support team from Karis Consulting, Terry Cowley, Young Brinson, and Kate Gordon, your steady guidance amplifies the strength found in unity and shared purpose. To our MC, Lieutenant Colonel Bryce, your voice has carried the essence of this celebration and ensuring Native leadership and resilience are seen and heard. Thank you. Thank you all for honoring our past, empowering our present, and uplifting the promise of our future generations. Together, we will continue to affirm Native voices through visibility, leadership, and service. Thank you.
Alicia, on behalf of the hundreds in this room and the room's filled up, and however many hundreds are out in virtual land, I want to say, Ara, Aho, Boskini, Miigwech, Wado, Pilamaya, Ahi, Yokot, Hoya. Thank you from so many nations. All those words mean the same thing. Thank you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, to officially close out our ceremony, our benediction is being provided by Chaplain Major Lisa Northway. Chaplain Northway is the Fort Sill Garrison Chaplain. Fort Sill, the heart of Indian country, as we say. So Chaplain Northway is not just the Fort Sill Garrison Chaplain. She's also my auntie sister. We took her in our family a couple years ago, and it's been going strong ever since. So she's a cherished member of our Indian family, of our Comanche and Kiowa family. Chaplain Northway is passionate about equipping military service members, veterans, civilians, and their families with spiritual preparedness to navigate life's mission. Chaplain Northway, the floor is yours.
I invite you to pray with me in your hearts according to your own faith tradition as I pray in mine. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day you created for us and how you delivered us from the north, the south, the east, and west for our good, the good of our future generations, and ultimately your glory. May we collectively be a people who make visible what you intend to be revealed. Co-lead with our country's leaders for what and who and how you've designated us to be better off, while we serve each other and our nations, so we may be spiritually and physically ready to fight and win each mission you entrust to us. And may we carry on gloriously between the pillars of forgiveness and blessing, so that all people of our beloved country may be healed and whole in a manner that only a holy God can make so. It is in your holy presence I pray. Amen.